beautiful souls, and welcome to episode 2 of the Level Up Your Inner Power Juliet podcast. This is your space to switch on your inner power and really live your full potential. Hi, I'm Juliet Martine.
And I'm Danielle Flood, and we just want to say a huge thank you for joining us. We're so glad you're here, and we want to welcome you into the Juliet family. This is for anyone who's got that little bit of what we refer to as that juicy, good kind of greedy, that you know you're meant for more and you want to get more out of your life. And we've got some magical things to share with you in this episode. But before we dive in, we just had to share with you some of the stuff that happened to us behind the scenes as we recorded our first podcast. It was interesting.
Oh my God, you won't believe what the heck was going on for us. If you've listened to our first podcast, first of all, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
You'll know the focus of Danielle and my conversation was on the all-important C word of commitment and how we can level up our inner power of our committedness to really get ourselves into full 100% alignment with experiencing the things that we want in life, and how, kind of when our energy is wobbly on our commitment, nothing really shifts until we're fully energetically aligned with the things that we say we want. Well, here's the thing. If you're going to put yourself out there with a podcast, then you need to walk your talk, right? So what better way to make sure Danielle and I are really walking our talk of being fully committed to, recording the podcast and getting everything out there into the universe, into the world that we'd like to be sharing with you, than for us to be challenged in the recording of our first podcast to see just how fully committed we actually are. Danielle, you tell the story.
Oh, well, you'd think it would be pretty easy. You get on, you've got your mic, we didn't want to do headphones and all that sort of stuff. So we're like, yeah, we're good. We had a run through with our producer and he's like, no, it's so easy. So we jump on. First, Juliet couldn't hear me.
Not a nada.
Was that nothing? You couldn't hear a word. And I'm like, what is going on? And so I'm trying to press all these buttons and I'm like, no, don't know what's going on. Press this one. No, don't know. Then we're like, okay, let's jump out. And we'll come back in. So then we jumped back in. And then I couldn't hear Juliet. So she's looking at me and I'm like, I can't hear you. She's trying to communicate with me. I'm like, I can't hear you. I don't know what you're saying.
I'm using sign language to try and tell her what I'm saying.
And then we're like, what are we going to do? Anyway, so then we're like, we'll jump out again. When we come back in, same thing happened. And then she gets kicked out.
I got completely thrown out of the recording space, just randomly thrown out.
And then I'm like, where did she go? Has she given up? She's out. She's walking out the door. She's gone.
She's not committed.
Out the door. She's gone. And then then we came back in and then we were like, right, let's seal the energy so that we can seal the energy, get rid of any sort of blocks that there might be that's interfering with our energy, with our commitment with this podcast. And so then we sat with that for a sec. We closed our eyes. You'll hear us talking about closing our eyes, connecting and, sending stuff out. So we did that. We cleared the energy. And then we're like, right, let's go back in. So then we go back in and it worked. We could hear each other. We're like, yeah, this is awesome. So then we recorded our intro, which is about, 3 minutes long. So we recorded that and we're like, okay, should we listen to it? Let's listen to it.
Thank goodness we did.
Thank gosh we did. And then we jump out and then we're listening to it and I'm listening to it going, oh, this sounds really weird. I can hear Juliet sometimes. I can't hear her sometimes. I can hear me sometimes. And then I'm really loud and I'm really soft. And then Juliet rang me and she's like, well, I can hear me, but I can't hear you. And I'm like, well, I can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Both our microphones were dropping in and out throughout the whole of the 4 minutes. It was a disaster.
And it was at that point I actually asked Juliet and I said, do we not record anymore and just send it to our producer and then see what he says? And then as I said those words, I was like, no, we can do it. And that is the level of commitment that we had to get it done. And then we jumped back on and we recorded the intro again. Then we did our first episode and it all went well. But it was a real lesson for us in commitment, which is what we were talking about in episode 1, right? Where, we have to make that microsecond choice every day where it is so easy just to pack it all in and give up and go, this is way too hard. This is above anything that we know. Like, we are not technically savvy. Well, I speak for myself. Maybe Juliet is a little bit more than I.
You can speak for me as well on that front.
But, I find technology really challenging and I'm like, I don't know why these things aren't working. And it is a challenge. And we thought, no, we can work it out. We can, in this moment, we can level up and just stay committed, stay on course. This is what we're going to do and we're going to figure it out. And we figured it out. But it was real life story of things that happen in our day-to-day life where we have that choice that we can make, whether we persevere, we stay on course, we stay committed, or we give up because it just gets too hard. Because let's just face it, there's lots of stuff that gets in our way that might waver our commitment levels, but that's where you have to be 100% committed to what you're doing because that's what's going to drive you to continue to keep going through all the challenges, all the obstacles. That's what's going to drive you. All right. So we did, didn't we, Juliet?
We did. And for anyone who knows me, you'll know that I'm always checking in with my soul to guide me in what it is I'm meant to be doing. And it wasn't until I tuned into my higher guidance this week to ask to be shown what the topic of this second podcast needs to be that I realized why the first podcast needed to be about commitment. Because this second podcast is actually another C word, shock horror.
We love our C words.
And it actually came to me that there's 5 different C words that are all to do with the framework and the structure of creation, or you might know that word as manifesting. So it seems to be that Spirit wants us to focus on how do you manifest or create the things in your life that you want to be experiencing. So the second C word that we're going to dive deep into today is the C word of certainty, really tapping into your inner power of certainty to level up your vibrational frequency that you're putting out into the universe to be experiencing more of the things that you want in life.
This is actually a really big one because if you're not 100% certain, you're not 100% committed, you're not 100% energetically aligned, even if there's like 1% of doubt, it's like you're putting the signal out to the universe, right? So you've got that 1% doubt, I can tell you it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
Or it's going to be more difficult than it needs to be.
I don't know. In my experiences with certainty, with manifesting, all that sort of stuff, as soon as that 1% of doubt creeps in, it just follows through with more doubt. So it just makes it, it makes it harder and harder, but then you get bogged down with it, right? That's been my experience. But let's dive in, Juliet. Let's go a little bit deeper.
Yeah. So, when we have certainty about something, what is that about from an energetic perspective? It means we're activating our inner power of absolute knowing without a shadow of a doubt, without allowing those shadow energies of hesitation, fear, or doubt to creep in. We know what it is we want. We know that it's coming to us, and that's an absolute truth. It's an absolute fact that the thing we desire is going to come into our experience, or something even better, leveling up what it is that you're opening yourself to experiencing. It's taking your energy of wanting or desiring something. You might have something in your life at the moment that you're wanting or desiring. Maybe you want to, improve your health or have a more fulfilling job, or level up your finances or your relationship, or how you feel about yourself, or level up your inner peace. So it's taking what it is that you're wanting and taking that desire beyond the level of wanting it, taking it beyond hoping for it or even believing in it, into a field of absolute knowingness in a way that we become really rock solid in our energy, in the vibrational frequency that we're giving out. There's no room for wobbles. And when we really switch on and activate this inner power to be absolutely 100% certain about something, that's when we become powerful magnetic forces that draw those things to us and to come into our experience without a doubt. It's kind of like it's already done. It's that sword that cuts through all the energetic crap that we might be putting out elsewhere that declares to the universe, this is the way it's going to be. Make it so.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, in those moments, sometimes you've just got to move yourself to that place of absolute certainty that you're prepared to go out on a limb with your knowing to sometimes be, I know for me, I'm like can be the craziest person in the room, right? Like, because you've got to be so certain of what you're bringing into your reality. And let's face it, there are going to be people around you that are going to try to knock you because they're going to be like, what are you doing? This is crazy. You know, and it's so hard to block out that noise sometimes, especially if it's people that you love, people that you respect. It's really hard to shake that sometimes. So that's why certainty is so important. And the thing is, when those people around you are, you know, they're giving you, what would they say, constructive feedback? Well, really, they're just really downplaying what you want in your life. But it's actually a reflection of them, not you. Like it's stirring up all of their limited beliefs because you are out there 100% certain and you know, they want to support you, but they're also, it's triggering all this stuff within them. And so they're going to pour that onto you and you're going to take that on. And so I say, stuff them. If you are 100% certain, you have to be rock solid because that happens every day in your day-to-day life, from your loved ones, from strangers, from ever. But everyone's got an opinion. It's like, keep your opinions to yourself. I am 100% certain in terms of what I want in my life.
Yeah, and what I'm committing to.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you think about it, all the great sages that have walked this planet have had absolute certainty. And all the great inventors that have come up with amazing things that have changed the way we operate in our world, they've had absolute certainty. And all the top athletes that have won all the medals in the Olympics, they have had absolute certainty. Anyone who's ever achieved anything, you know, amazing of any greatness, at one point in time, they were considered the crazy one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the athlete that at age 3 said, I'm going to be in, you know, a top tennis performer, or you know, the Steve Jobs of the world, be the crazy one. So, you know, it's at some point in time, the great sages that have said they've heard the voice of God have been accused of being completely mad and deluded. They're the ones hearing voices, or, you know, people try and bring us down and say, well, who are you to have such certainty that you're going to do things of greatness or experience the things that you want in life? You know, you're getting too big for your boots. You're dreaming too big. But here's the thing: it's our absolute certainty or our knowing that empowers our commitment that we're playing full on to create the things we desire in life. That the two things go hand in hand. We actually need both. You know, our full-on 100% commitment that we spoke about last week energizes and drives our knowing and our certainty, and our knowing with absolute 100% certainty is what energizes and empowers the level of commitment we have to moving ourselves forward in the direction we want to be going. And from there, you know, that's when the magic happens. Anything and everything becomes possible when we have both commitment and certainty.
And that certainty creates a really strong, clear, unshakable signal. It's like the universe hears you loud and clear and it goes, whoop, she is ready. Oh, he's ready. They're ready. Let's move. Let's go. It hears you. It's the frequency of it that, I don't know. I know when it's happened to me in my life, and I'm so certain. And then just things start to happen. I mean, you have to take action, but things start to just fall into place.
Yeah, you know, whereas if you're saying, I want it, but I'm not sure I can have it, you know, you're uncertain, or what if it doesn't happen? That's when we're actually broadcasting doubt into the vibrational mix and coming from that lower fear-based energies within ourself that complicates things and puts out conflicting messages into the universe.
Yeah, and it's all those mixed signals, right? I'll give you an example. Last year, I mean, you know, I got made redundant, right? And was a little bit of a shock. I've never been made redundant before, and I was like, shit, like what am I going to do? Like it's different to when you resign from a job because you often have a job to go to, but you get made redundant and then it's like, oh, okay. And for a little while you're like, oh, I don't have to work. Oh, this is really good. I've got a bit of a redundancy payout. And then you're like, shit, I don't have a job. And I had a choice at that point in time where I could have gone into fear mode, which is what we talked about, like just fear-based energy where I'd freak out and go, oh my God, I need to get a job. I've only got a certain amount of income, all that sort of stuff. I could have completely freaked out. But I actually, after I got rid of the anger, because they got rid of me, because they're idiots.
How dare they?
How dare they? I mean,
What
do
were
they
they
know who I am?
thinking?
Do they know who I am? After I got through the emotion of losing my job, I sat with it and I was at peace with it. And I knew that everything would be okay. Like I actually was really calm about it. I was really certain. I just had this strong sense of certainty that I knew everything would work out for the higher good. Like I am spiritual, but I don't speak all spiritual language like Juliet. But I trusted and I believed and I was certain that everything would just unfold the way it should be. But I was surrounded by people that were concerned. So they came from a place of concern, but they were also trying to tell me what I should be doing, that I should go out and get a job. I shouldn't just like rest on my laurels and just think everything's going to be okay. Well, actually, everything did work out to be okay. Juliet was born. I got another job. Like everything actually unfolded in divine timing. But I was 100% certain, without a shadow of a doubt, that everything would be okay. And it was. And I didn't let fear step in. I didn't let the noise of the people around me affect me. And it didn't shake me because I was 100% certain. It was a real learning for me because I thought that I would dip into fear. And I didn't because I was certain.
You were absolutely certain that everything would work out and it was going to work out for the greater good, which is exactly what happened because, we're all incredibly powerful creators when we stand in certainty. Our certainty, in a sense, it's what energetically defines us because it's what we're definite about. If you think about those words, definite and defining us. The question is, of course, always, everything has a light and a shadow side. What kind of certainty are we standing in? What is it that we're definite about? Maybe you're wanting something in your life. If you think about something at the moment that you'd like to manifest, maybe it's improved health or relationship or some of the things we mentioned earlier. Are you standing in the energy of certainty that it's definitely going to happen for you? Maybe that health problem you're struggling with is definitely going to be healed, or that promotion you'd love to go for it's definitely yours, or, a better job is out there. No worries, it's going to come to you no matter what. Or are you standing in the certainty of lack? Maybe I'm not smart enough. I'm certain I'm not smart enough. I'm certain I'm not attractive enough. I'm certain I'm not qualified enough to go for that job or that promotion. Or are you standing in the certainty of scarcity energy? Oh gosh, there's not a lot of great jobs out there at the moment, or there's a housing shortage. There's no way I'm going to find somewhere nice to live, or there's not many available guys or girls out there for me to get a partner. Or are we standing in the certainty of struggle? It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. Or the certainty of limitation. Well, these good things that I desire for myself, they only happen for other people. It's not possible for me. Where are we limited in the way we're defining things and thinking definitively about something? It's going to take a long time. I've lost count of the number of clients that have come to me in my clinic to address health problems. And they've said to me, I've had this health problem for a long time. So, it's going to take a long time to heal. And I'm like, well, if you wanted to, it will. It can take a long time if that's what you'd like. Yeah. But just because something's been with you for a long time doesn't mean you can't clear it and it be healed in an instant. So, if you'd like to change your mindset, I invite you to do so, because truth is, how long does it take our body to heal? Well, how long, if you cut your finger with a paper cut, how long does it take to heal? A few days, unless something is blocking it from healing, of course. And that's when we go into everything taking a long time, being hard work and being a struggle. So, when we can be certain that something's going to happen for us, a lot of our certainty takes us in the reverse direction, and a lack of certainty and into the territory of uncertainty. And that's the thing that blocks us and holds us back in life. And let's be real about it. Most people, we struggle with certainty because we've been conditioned to be fearful. We've been conditioned with a scarcity mindset. We've been conditioned to not trust ourselves and our connection with our spirit, our soul, and the greater universe of which we're part. And we base our certainty on the external evidence that's showing up in our lives. But what's that about? That's simply a reflection of what we're currently certain about.
It's that old catch-22 where we say things like, oh my God, I hear it all the time from my family. I'll believe it when I say it. Well, but energetically though, it's the other way around. You'll see it internally and know it as being absolutely true for you before it will actually manifest externally. Like it works in reverse. And, people just don't know that, right? Like, or a lot of people do, but they're not certain or they don't believe it, right?
Yeah. And the other trap we get stuck in is we base our certainty on our past experiences. It didn't work out for me before, so it's probably not going to happen now, and that's where the energy of doubt creeps in, which just keeps us locked in the same old merry-go-round energetic loop where we keep on repeating our past over and over.
I love that roller coaster ride. Actually, no, I hate that roller coaster ride. That's why I jumped off, right? And part of leveling up your inner power is choosing certainty, even when you have zilcho evidence, because energetically, having certainty is about your absolute knowing that you are part of the greater universe that wants you to experience everything your heart desires. Otherwise, your soul wouldn't have planted that seed of desire within you in the first place, right? Beyond trust, it's that knowing that there's no limits, that anything and everything is possible, and that you're going to experience whatever you're focusing on. Like it's that old saying, what you focus on is what you get. It's so true, without shadow of a doubt. No matter what, it's moving yourself to a place of being unconditional in your certainty of what it is you are definitely, without a doubt, drawing into your experience.
Awesome.
Yes.
Bring it on. So let's get really practical here for everyone that's joining us, that's listening to this podcast today, because we really want to share not just the understanding and insights with you, but we want to share ways that you can apply this understanding in your life to really fire up and activate your inner power of certainty so you can level up your life and step into living your fuller potential.
Oh, that sounds good.
That part of you that knows you're destined for more, that knows you're capable of experiencing more, that knows that there's more for you to experience in life. How do you actually strengthen your internal muscles to have absolute certainty about the things you are attracting into your life, you are bringing into your life?
Yeah, well, first, step one. Let's start there. You've got to activate your inner power to really make that decision, like really decide this thing that I want. This is really happening. It's done. It's definitely happening for me no matter what. Not I hope, not maybe, not perhaps, possibly one day. Oh, if the stars align and everyone else is happy with me and everything goes well and everything falls into place. None of that fluffing around, right? You've got to step into the energy of certainty and make the decision that it is D-O-N-E, done. Dunskies, period. There are no other alternatives. It is definitely happening no matter what. And really feel what that feels like in your body. Feel it in the depth of your soul, or the depth of your being. Really claim it in a way as if it's the world's greatest superhero and you're planning your superpower. Stake into the ground as you claim it with every fiber of your being. Just feel that.
It's a great visual, like, really planting your sword in the ground or your stake, what's that called? Had the word for it before.
Yeah, let's go with stake.
That power tool, there's a word for it. It's going to come to me.
I don't know.
I'll text you what the word is later on. It's not
maybe a shovel as a rake.
If you're listening, message us. You know the word I'm talking about when you plant that, that flag in the ground and said, this is what I'm declaring. So that's the first step to really level up your inner power of certainty. The second step, or another way of doing it, is to really take it as an opportunity to level up your inner power of trust. Trust is the foundation stone for having certainty, knowing that you are a powerful being, trusting that you are connected with the light of your soul, of your higher self, that you are part of an abundant universe, this abundant universe that absolutely wants you to experience the fullness of who and what you truly are as an incredible divine being that is limitless in your energy, in your power, in your potential. It's about reminding yourself that the universe not only wants you to receive all that your heart desires, but that we are living in an ever-expanding universe that wants the vessel that is you to receive more and more and more in life so that it can give more and more and more, because we are living in an abundant universe that is constantly, continuously wanting to give and give and give. That is the nature of this ever-expanding universe. And when we can trust that the universe is with you on bringing the things that you want into your reality and declare it to the universe, bring it on, universe. Show me just how good it can get, this or something even better. I have had so many truly amazing things happen in my life when I have leveled up my energy of certainty in this way. I've sold a property at a way higher price than even the real estate thought possible. In fact, the real estate agent rang me and said, I don't know what kind of witchy magic you're doing here, but these people are bidding way over the top. And I'm like, yep, bring it on, universe. Show me just how good it can get. I have attracted new business opportunities into my life. I've stepped out of relationships and I've drawn my beautiful fiance, Arno, into my life by standing in the power of certainty and trust, backed by trust in this way, because I'm truly trusting that whatever is coming to me is truly for my highest good. And so, I'm also keeping my energy open to the limitless possibilities of what might be even better for me than what I'm intending for myself. So I'm keeping myself energetically open and aligned with the abundance of this universe without stepping into the energy of needing to control it or, keep a tight grip on it, which is, of course, coming from a fear-based energy, which is not what this is about. This is about bring it on, show me just how friggin' good it can get.
Yeah, bloody awesome. And I'm gonna use that because sometimes it's good to get a reminder. And you just saying that, it's like, oh, it gave me goosies. I'm like, yes. Absolutely, right? Absolutely. And then the third thing is for you to get yourself into the embodiment part by continuously realigning the power of your thoughts, your emotions, your actions with that absolute knowing and certainty that the thing you desire is definitely coming into your life, or something even better. Ooh, can you imagine that? And the way you can do this is you bring your awareness into your heart space. So we've done it in the first episode. We'll keep doing it probably in every episode. So you're going into your heart space and you're asking yourself, if I already knew without a shadow of a doubt that I already had this thing that I'm wanting to experience and attract into my life, what thoughts would I be thinking? What emotions would I be feeling? And what actions would I be taking if I knew I'd already had had this thing that I've been wanting to experience in my life, what are you thinking? What are you feeling? And what are you doing? And take a moment, write it down, journal it, meditate with it, and just sit in that frequency for about 5 to 10 minutes a day and just notice what starts to show up for you and what starts to open up. When you do that, things start to move. And you embody that energy throughout your day to be living from that certainty of knowing right here, right now, in every way. Like become that vibrational match for the things you want to experience in life while also being committed to what you're thinking, what you're saying, what you're doing to move forward in that direction of what you want your life to be at. And that's where the yang comes into. That's what I'm all about, you know. It's about doing those things, sitting with it, really going deep in and going, what if I've got it all? What am I saying to myself? What am I feeling? What am I doing? Because that is the energy, and that is where the commitment comes in, the certainty comes in, and then it's just one beautiful equation that all works out, right?
Yeah, the two go really hand in hand. You know, the certainty is the beingness, and the commitment is the doingness.
Mm-hmm.
And the two go hand in hand. Everything has that duality to it in this universe. And, you know, if doubts creep in, that's okay. They might creep in. It doesn't mean we're failing.
They will creep in. Like,
well, we don't want to say it definitively.
Well, I think
it's human to doubt, and it's it will definitely creep in through. Well, it may creep in through the influence. I don't want to say anything's definite now because I don't want to be defined by it. But it might creep in through some of the people around you at work or at home, your housemate, your family members, your children, your parents. So if the energy of doubt creeps in, it doesn't mean we're failing. It doesn't mean, we're doing something wrong. We just need to notice it without judgment, without labeling it as being good or bad, right or wrong. And then choose again, make the choice again to strengthen that muscle of certainty. It's like toning your muscles, strengthening your muscles at the gym. The more you realign with being in the energy of certainty, the stronger your inner power gets. So every time you notice a doubt creep in, or a fear or a hesitation or a worry or a concern, and you make the choice, I am holding to my commitment and my certainty that this thing that I desire in life is coming to me because I am living in an abundant universe, and I trust that I'm being supported in my path. And if I can dream it, then I'm meant to be experiencing it because my soul has planted that seed within me. Every time you do that, you strengthen those inner muscles. You strengthen your core. We go to the gym to get a strong core. But what's at the foundation of that core is how we feel about ourselves and our certainty that we have in the world. So you don't need to know how it's going to happen. You don't need to know when, because that's really not our business. That's secret business with our spirit, our soul, and the universe. We don't need to manage or control that. But so long as you know without a shadow of a doubt that it is going to happen when the time is right, that thing that you're desiring is going to come to you. And in the meantime, you get on with your job of keeping yourself ready to receive the things that you want, being that vibrational match with it, then it is going to happen.
I'm a real mantra girl. Like, I love my mantras. So sometimes I'll literally say to myself, nope, I choose certainty. It's already mine. It's already done. I was actually having a conversation with my friend, and she's got some health problems, and she's like, she's had this mass in her belly, and I'm like, it's going to go. Your next checkup's going to go. She's like, yeah, it's going to go. It's gone. It's gone. It's already gone. It's already gone. 4 weeks later, it's gone. It's gone. Now, look, there's probably other things at play there, but we truly manifested that it's gone. So I always have little mantras throughout the day, whether, whatever it want to be. But in this case with certainty, it's like, no, I am certain. I choose certainty. It's already mine. And it actually is really powerful because what that actually does, it's anchoring. every time I say that, it's anchoring in my cells, like really anchoring in. The more you say it, it's anchoring in my cells, in my body, in every ounce of my being.
And to be clear here, when we're talking about certainty, if you really level up your inner power of certainty, you're going to have certainty at the highest level. And the highest level is, I am absolutely 100% certain that all is well. And that the thing I desire is coming to me. And it might be in the form that I imagine it. It might be in another form. But whatever is for my highest good will be coming to me. So to take the example of health, we're not for 1 minute suggesting you don't go and see your doctor, that you're...
No, go see your doctor.
Go see your doctor. We're not saying don't use all the tools available to us, which at times can be conventional medicine, alternative medicine, prayer, and everything in between. It's the full gambit. But when we have that absolute certainty that all is well, we are fine. The universe has our back and everything is manifesting for our highest good, then we will use all of the tools available to us to maintain our energy at that highest vibrational state where everything truly is always well.
Thank you for clearing that up for everyone listening, Juliet, because that is very important. I just get a little bit excited when I talk about certainty and manifesting because I love it. All right, enough about that. Let's get into what we want this week. So we have another challenge. We always end with a challenge. So your challenge for this week is for you to explore what it is you're certain about. And then we'll see you in our next podcast,
where we get to explore our next superpower next week, which is actually the C that relates to our consciousness. So once we've mastered commitment and certainty, we get to delve into the world of our consciousness, because when we level up our consciousness, that's when we get to upgrade everything, our energy, our frequency, and everything we experience in life. But for this week, we'd love you to really explore where your certainty is, what you're defining as definite in your life, and maybe play around with the Luyip energy of leveling up a bit and saying, well, how can I get certain at an even higher vibratory level to get certain about the things that I really would love to bring into my experience, that my soul is calling within me to bring into my life.
Yeah, and with that, take that time, take that 5 to 10 minutes, sit with it. And writing it down is really powerful, like journaling it, writing it down, whatever you want to call it, it's really great to get it out. It comes up through your body and it comes out and you write it down, and it even gives it more certainty sometimes when that happens, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we really encourage you just to take that 5 to 10 minutes for yourself every day, just to get really clear in your certainty, in your commitment, because it really does make a difference.
Ooh,
and it will level up your life.
We need to create Luyip journals.
Yeah.
Well, you can go out and get any journal book. Call it your Luyip journal. Make it the place where you start to level up all the things that we're exploring. Let's go on the journey together.
Love it. Love it. And if you loved today's episode, would love for you to share it with your friend who you think might benefit from it, or tag us on socials. I mean, this is new for us, and, the more people that hear us, we would, that we want to broaden our community, and we're really excited to share what we've got, and we hope you love it. And, leave us a comment or a review, and, please follow us, please subscribe. It really helps more people discover their inner power to level up their life as well. So the more we do, the more you do, the more everyone will benefit from it.
And remember, you are not here to play small or invisible. You are here for more, the good kind of greedy. So let's level up our certainty and level up our inner power so we can level up our life, because we can't wait to see you in the next episode.
Bye for now. Bye.
Bye for now.